Today, let's look at the 1662 Book of Common Prayer in the International Edition by InterVarsity Press, now in a pew format. Hello everyone. We are returning at long last today to some prayer book content on this channel. My intention a few months ago was to move the prayer book and Bible content from this channel to the new channel, but that has been slow in coming off the mark. Still in the works, so there are a few videos over there, but not what I had intended for that channel. Long story short, I'm reviewing this prayer book today as an object, so that falls under the umbrella of the original charter for this channel, moving about and manipulating objects. We're not going to go into the theological content of the prayer book, but reviewing it as an object for those of you who want to know what it is like as a book. This is the 1662 Book of Common Prayer in the International Edition from InterVarsity Press. I've talked about this prayer book, not this exact edition of it, but this edition of it many times on this channel. And I don't think there's a name for this. The blue is newer, new format for this book, and it's called the Pew Edition for obvious reasons. This one doesn't have a special name. It's just the original, I suppose. My copy of it is worn and stained and well used, and I think we'll continue down that path, but the binding has held and the pages are all intact. I've added some ribbons to this one. I've covered this in depth in previous videos, so I won't go too much into it, but we'll see how they differ in size. The original is just over 4 inches by 6 1/4. The Pew Edition, 5 3/4, 8 1/2. Yeah, so significantly larger. I should have measured the thickness because this is a hefty book. We'll get it at the spine here. What, 2 1/8 inches thick? And the original is a little bit smaller than that. 1 3/4, something like that, just under. Why the original is a green, this one is a blue, almost a sea blue, I suppose. One thing that one notices right off the bat, it's obviously a sewn binding, which is good for the long-term health of the book, but it's a very flat spine, and I'm curious how that will hold up on the long term with much use. As a Pew Edition, one would think the expectation is it will be used and abused in a church or parish. The design is the same. It has a gold cross imprinted on it. This one has worn off. I do have a new copy that's still in shrink wrap I should have used to compare, but I wanted you to see this in all its filthy glory. You can see where my grubby thumb has turned the pages, and you can see where morning and evening prayer fall because they are stained well and above these others. I'm not a smoker, but maybe while I'm drinking my morning coffee, my thumb may be soiled with the coffee. I'm not sure. I don't want to think too hard on what's causing the browning there on the edges. This edition I do not find difficult to read at all. The print is nice and large and the paper is very white. The rubrics are in red, which is terrific. Again, I've covered this in detail in other videos, so I won't continue talking about that. One disappointment in this larger volume is the rubrics are no longer in red. It's all black type. The paper feels to be about the same. It's very white paper, and the print is enormous. There's a comparison, side-by-side comparison of the print. You would have no problem reading this prayer book. Let's do a really unfair comparison here. See what it looks like compared to a more of a vest pocket prayer book like this Canadian Common Prayer. Crazy, isn't it? Page numbering is exactly the same as in the original, 832 pages, I think is what I recall. Numbered pages 767, but there are introductory pages, preface and tables and such. But over 800 pages. Let's compare also with, as an object, the St. Bernard's Breviary. Kind of similar in size with the St. Bernard's, and I owe St. Bernard's another review. I put one up one time, but I was dissatisfied with it. Contained some factual errors that I was later made aware of, so I do owe another review to the St. Bernard's. This one, a product of the ACNA. Part of the reason I like the 1662 International Edition so much, Bray and Keene are the editors, compilers of this. It's a lightly edited, lightly updated from the text of the original 1662. And part of what I like about it is not associated with any specific denomination, any branch of Anglicanism. No national church uses this as their prayer book. When you're using the ACNA's prayer book, you are, of course, using a book designed by and for the use of the Anglican Church in North America. So if you don't necessarily want to be a part of that organization, certainly you can use the prayer book without being part of it. I do. I don't attend any Anglican church. I'm a Nazarene, but I use them for morning and evening prayer and my personal spiritual development. But if you wanted something that wasn't associated with a particular branch of Anglicanism, the 1662 is a terrific choice, and the International Edition makes sense for someone living as I am in the U.S. or somewhere other than Mother England. I do wish they had kept the red rubrics, but I suppose to keep the price low, it was a trade-off that was worthwhile to the folks at University Press. Nothing different about the text here than that found in the original green hand size volume. You can tell I haven't used this one much. I bought it only recently and just have been using the smaller one because even though I'm a man of a certain age and my vision isn't perfect and I use bifocals, I do not find the print in this book to be a hindrance. I find it quite nice and easy to use. So maybe that will change. If so, as I age, I suppose I can fall back on this Pew edition. The binding seems very tight to me. I tried breaking it in at one point. Need to go through that again, apparently. Didn't take the first time. Because it is still quite a tight binding. It will not, that's laying flat. While the small, you would think that would be more a problem for the smaller edition, but this one has been used so much, I guess. It's well broken in and will lay flat more easily than the larger. But the services are, again, a light revision from the original 1662. I do wish they would produce more of a service book or an office book, like the St. Bernard's. just to be used for the daily office, but I wouldn't mind if they just left out the lessons so it wouldn't be such a large book. By the way, when I compared with the St. Bernard's, I failed to mention St. Bernard's is over 2,000 pages. This is 800. So the St. Bernard's is large because they're cramming a lot of stuff in there. The IVP International Edition is large because they have made the print very large and the paper very thick. So a difference in intent. Very evident when you look at the size of the type. St. Bernard's has red rubrics as well. So there you go. The large and easily readable InterVarsity Press International Edition of the 1662 Book of Common Prayer. This has a 2021 copyright date. Bray and Keene. Order directly from InterVarsity Press or Christian Book Distributors or Amazon or wherever you find quality books. I give it a thumbs up as I do the original. Thanks for watching this return to prayer book programming. We've covered these as objects. Perhaps very soon on my other channel I'll be reviewing the interior, maybe going through once again the daily office in the 1662 International Edition. Thanks for watching this prayer book review, and I hope to see you here again next time.